I'm busy farming. Been a few weeks, got through the Thanksgiving holiday. No Hugh went to New York to visit the family up on Long Island. Lots been happening though around here. I'm just getting over a cold, so excuse the voice. Today, we're gonna take a tour of everything that No Hugh has done on the perimeter of his fence. We'll talk about kind of why he did some stuff and why he did what he did. Also, gonna get some tomato plants that he started using the pricking method and the seed starting methods we showed in a previous video. So the link for that will be down below. We'll get that started. In the meantime, let me show you around. All right, so No Hugh lined the entire back of his property with stuff for the food forest. Here we go. This is all of that great mulch and nitrogen fixing peanut grass. See it right there. Absolutely amazing. Okay. And as you can see, the process of lining his entire fence is going great. As we come around here, beautiful sun in this area. It's about 2 in the afternoon right now in the winter. All right. Next, we'll pan to the side. There's the greenhouse. All right, we'll walk past that. Let's take a peek inside. See what we got. Beautiful plants growing. I hope to snag some of this. Look at this. A lot of these, if not all of them, are the plants that we started before. At least these big mature ones. Some of these are plants that he has cloned with clippings. We've got the hydroponic grow towers. Look at all of that growth. Absolutely insane. We'll pan it around here. We got some tomato plants. Cucumbers growing up. Look at that. What do we got here? What is that little guy? Huh? Let's see if we can focus in on it. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we'll back it on up. All right, now let's take it on outside. Okay. All right. And this video is being shot on my iPhone 11 with a 3-axis stabilizing gimbal. We have his elevated raised beds here. Video to come on those and the assembly and how easy it is and how amazing they are. Got some micro irrigation right in the beds. Look at that. And then as we peek down here, we just see all of the abundance, all of the growth. Absolutely amazing. We have some Mexican sunflowers over here for some chop and drop, little nitrogen fixing. We have a pagoda. And we got some sweet almond, making the place smell so good. Some rosemary, all kinds of plants. Look at the abundance. Look at all the flowers in this Turk's cap. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then over here, we have the $50 trellis with the tomato plants at the bottom. I did my trellis, and when we go back over to my house, I'll show you. This cranberry hibiscus, super tiny when we bought it. Super tiny, about the size of mine. Now look at it. It's exploding. Then let's take a look here at this longevity spinach here. I'm gonna come in and do the crane shot here. Look at this. Look at all of that. All of the growth. It's doing amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then we got the other plants over here. Let's take a look at the star fruit and see if there's anything on them. Here is the star fruit. The carambola. Look at this. I can't believe it. You wonder how long it takes for your new fruit tree to fruit. Well, here you go. This is the 3rd rounds of carambola coming off of the star fruit tree. Look at way back over in here. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Oh, and look, we got a friend there guarding the tree. That's right, you watch this for me, bud. All right. Well, we'll pull back. And we'll see what No-No's got going on. We'll take some of his tomato plants. We'll see you in the greenhouse. All right, so let's now go in the greenhouse where I think No Hugh has already got some tomato plants waiting for me. Hey, what's going on?
Leave me alone, I'm busy farming.
All right, what's that?
Okay, so here's one of the tomato plants I'm going to give you. You can see the nice feeder root. These were planted from seed back in our September, I believe, 11th video. Check it out if you haven't already, how to start your seeds and the pricking method. But what you see here is through neglect.
Yeah, why is it all crooked?
Yeah, through neglect and not staking it up. But what you're going to do is you're going to trim all these leaves from here. Let me come on down here so I can put this down. Put it right here on the tower. So we're going to trim all of these leaves off and we'll plant it right up to there. So you'll have that much more of stem that'll eventually have roots. So again, you'll be able to work with this. Let me show you another example right here of a plant, that same scenario, but look at the roots. If you can come in at the very bottom, right at the soil, you can see those roots starting. So roots similar to those on the stem, once you bury it or get it close to soil, will make a really healthy root system. And again, the preferred method for me, starting tomato plants from seed, you start in your little growing cubes, like this right here, and then you keep transplanting it to bigger pots, and each time you bury more and more of your stem as the plant gets bigger. So what you in essence do is develop a really hardy, healthy root system that's much longer, deeper, healthier than you would if you just took your seed and put that right into soil.
Nice. Well, I got you in here. Why don't you give us a quick tour of what you got going on?
Sure. So here's some basil plants. These plants are over a year old. You can tell by the healthy woody stem down here. And it's time I prune these down lower above the nodes, and they'll continue to have new growth. It's gone to seed. I've already harvested seeds from these once they dry out, and I've planted I think we have a video of that or some photos on my YouTube channel. But anyway, lots of potential basil plants here. More tomato plants. Now these are earth boxes. So down at the very bottom there's a reservoir. You can see on this one there's a hole when it drains out. I have it on a drip irrigation right up here in that filler tube. So when my drip irrigation turns on in the morning, it automatically waters these. So over here we have more tomato plants. I believe these are a San Marzano style. Cloning a rosemary plant. Waiting, we have roots coming out the bottom already. Check it out. So that's a good sign. We're getting ready to transplant again. And that was from a trimming from my rosemary plant. I have flat leaf Italian parsley. I have cucumbers. They're flowering. This is in a greenhouse version. So
looks like you got one right back there.
Yes, we do. We have one started here. It's not doing that well. I don't think it pollinated well. When you see it where it's thicker up top and thinner there. But we've got stuff growing. These are cherry tomatoes, and you can see they're flowering right up here. I have a cheap battery-operated toothbrush that I use to hand pollinate these. My greenhouse is 8 feet tall. We're almost at the top, so I'm going to have to start topping these. And that'll serve two purposes. It'll keep it from hitting the top of the greenhouse, where you can see we do have condensation from the difference in outside temperature and inside. And if you come down here, you can see the racks of tomatoes growing here. Check it out. Those are going to be delicious cherry tomatoes. We'll have those in our salads. Speaking of salads, Bib lettuce. I have other varieties of lettuce here. The different colors have different nutrient contents. Up here we have Swiss chard. I have two types of Swiss chard. A green variety. I harvested my biggest leaves earlier today. And then I have the red variety. Look at that color. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at the stem. Vivid colors. Here's more tomato plants, lettuce. I've got escarole right here. More Swiss chard of both varieties. Look at the stems on them. That's almost like a celery stalk. So later today, I'm going to be making a roasted vegetable soup. The leaves that I harvested, I'm going to take the stalks and I'm going to dice them up along with celery when I roast it. So that'll also go into our soup. Here's another tomato plant. This is also the cherry tomato. You can see we got a rack started here. There's more back in here. This thing's loaded up. All these seeds, everything you see right here, started September 11th. I have more tomatoes growing right here with the flowers, and we'll pollinate those. In fact, let me grab my pollinator. I'll show you how to do it. So, in the greenhouse, obviously we don't have bees and butterflies and other pollinators flying around. So you have to hand pollinate. If you watch closely, you might see the pollen drop out. Didn't do it there. Let me find one here. Here's another. Let's try these. Watch the puff of yellow. We're not picking it up on camera. Let's try this here. No, they're not, but this is how you hand pollinate. When you get them, when they're loaded up with pollen, you'll see a puff of yellow. If I did not do this, I wouldn't get tomatoes forming like we have right here. You can see very early stages. Same with the cucumbers, I use this. Back around here, again, more neglected basil plants that are over a year old. Look at the thickness of the stem, and here's how they'll act like a perennial. Perennial, thank you. If I trim these back by the nodes, we'll get new growth down below. Lots of tomato plants. Here's a pepperoncino plant. This is a form of a Italian cayenne. More tomatoes. I've got basil seeds. Or basil plants rather. These were started from the seeds I harvested from my basil plants right here. There's the seeds. I am cloning Greek oregano. Jerry's going to get some of those.
I can't wait. It makes your whole place smell like a pizzeria.
Yeah, outside I have a huge one. They'll vine across your ground. You keep trimming them back. They'll keep growing. Lots of tomato plants. Something I've just started doing are organic heads of celery that I buy in the supermarket. I cut them back. This is about, I'm going to say 2.5 weeks old. So at the bottom, just under the soil, is the bottom half of a celery that I cut off, and I started in water for about a week, and I had new growth that popped up. I have another one here. You can see that new growth. So talk about free food. So you can see, if you can zoom in down here, you could see the original bunch of celery right here, and you could see that new growth coming out of the center. So organic celery that I'm now using to start organic celery plants. I've got some tomato basil plants mixed in here. More Italian flat leaf parsley. One of my personal favorites is thyme. It has such a lemony aroma. Again, this will also be going in my roasted vegetable soup today. So that's pretty much it. Oh, let me show you something new I just started. I went in my shed and I dug out my cloning system that I built, 5-6 years ago. So I have an air pump. This bucket's full, and this is a food grade bucket. So again, you want to be mindful of what you're using. I just put these in today. It's very warm in the greenhouse, so they're getting a little bit stressed. I have 3 longevity spinach plants and 1 tomato plant. This is the cherry tomato. But what I have at the very bottom is a round bubbler that I just picked up. The box is right here. I just put this together today. Right there. Got it on Amazon. I'm not a spokesperson for any of these. Just suggestions. And the water's filled up. And if I pull out the pot, you can see the water right here. I did dip the cutting. You could still see the gel for the root stimulation, the growth hormone, gel. And I have the neoprene round circles that go in my 2-inch Ned pot. So we'll see if these survive. Again, it's a bit hot in the greenhouse. I might have to locate this elsewhere. The second version of cloning, I'm still washing my bucket out, will have the spray. So I'll have a lower, in a 5-gallon bucket, the water will be lower. This pump will pump it up and spray it 360 degrees around, and that'll spray the cuttings and the root systems. So I have 2 ways to clone plants. Haven't used them in many years. Kevin over at Epic Garden got me excited about cloning again. So there you have it.
All right, welcome back. We're back now at my property here, and I'll give you guys a quick update on what I got going on. Let's take a look at this, my loquat tree. Look at all these flowers. It is doing amazing. So just back from No Hughes, and then here we go. We have my avocado tree doing beautiful. Look at all of the buds and the new growth. Look at this. So nice. Let's see if it, there we go. Focus in. Beautiful. Okay. Then next we have my Pakistani mulberry doing really well. All right. Oh, neighbor's home. All right. Next here we have the pear tree. Sorry about the pause there. This is a pineapple pear. Grows really well on us, climate zone 9B. Then we have the cranberry hibiscus. It's doing good. Got a nice, got a couple flowers up there. Look at that. They should open up the next day or two, but it's doing well. You know, it's kind of been cold, so things are slowing a little bit. Then we have the Tropic Beauty peaches up top. Doing really well. And remember, I've got nice little healthy beds of that really good tree mulch from the arborist dropped off. I got mine already. This was already pre-started, so this was like, throwing nitrous oxide, nitrous on it. From Green Dream, Sandhill Nursery, Pete. Great, amazing. Over here, I did a trellis, just like No Hughes. And here, we'll pan around here, and let me show you. I just picked up a bunch of tomato plants. These are the same ones that we were looking at in his greenhouse. And here I've got one stretched up. It's going to be planted, but just kind of so you can see the idea. As you can see, the plant will be in the ground. All of that twisty, windy, twindy will be root systems to grow off that, because I'm going to bury that. And then as it grows up the trellis here, it'll just grow and vine and thread itself through the trellis with my firm but soft guiding hand. And boom. This isn't the ideal time to plant, but they were just sitting, languishing away in the greenhouse. So I figured, why not throw them out there and see if we can get. But hopefully, I've got 15 feet of trellis here. I can get a whole bunch of tomatoes. And if not, it's practice for the spring, when it's the best time to plant the tomatoes. Okay, over here, this is the lower part of the food forest that I started. We've got peanut grass, ground cover, longevity spinach, kind of back and forth. So we got peanut grass on the edges. You can kind of see it on the edges. We have longevity spinach, longevity spinach, longevity spinach, katuk and katuk. And it's been kind of cold, so I lost a little bit of foliage, but you know what? They're still doing great. I got plenty of new growth on them. I was looking at them this morning. Here we go. See, we got the new growth on the top. They're doing good. And over here, the Monstera is doing well. My Turk's cap, doing real well. Got a new flower friend. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. My rosemary. And this was from a single clipping from No Hughes Garden. And look at it. That's a good size. It's getting there. Over here, we have the bamboo. And look at this. I got this thing. These two big guys were little teeny tiny things sticking out. Now I've got more sticking out. I got a third one. I think there's a fourth one coming up around the edge here. Absolutely amazing. This week, I work tomorrow, but Friday and this weekend, she's going in the ground finally. Right there, right in between the two Mexican sunflowers. And over here, we have my bananas, the bananas. Dwarf Thai banana, doing real well. I walked out this morning, and I noticed this. We got a little guy coming out the top, a new friend. Then over here, my Orinoso, I was a little concerned about it. She's looking a little sad. But then I saw this, and all faith and hope was restored. We got a pup started, a little pup there. That's awesome. These are great bananas. Looking forward to it. The figs from Joe. These figs are amazing. All right. Haven't gotten any figs. We'll probably get some next year. But it's doing great. It's doing absolutely great. And that pretty much sums it up here. All right. The next video you see will have all of those in the ground. They'll all be in the ground, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys some tomatoes. So as always, I want to thank you guys for watching the channel. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, please like it if you liked it, obviously. I'm going to say like 4 or 5 more times. Then if you share it, subscribe, give us comments, feedback. You know, we're learning, we're growing. We're learning about shooting videos. I just got myself a 3-axis gimbal. That's why this looks so buttery smooth. They call me the Velvet Photographer. All right, and as always, if you want to get a hold of me, just remember, leave me alone. I'm busy farming. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.